Okay, what I just bought today is a Harman kardon stereo tuner here. And as you can see, the power comes in, goes to the outlet on the back. No protection of any kind here in the AC primary. It goes straight to the transformer. So when I look at my plug, it's not polarized. So I can clip this here. I can pull this tubing off. I'm going to have to unscrew the transformer to get it unpinched. Loosen it up a little bit so I can take it all the way off. I'll just turn this a little bit so we can make it a little easier to get at. Okay, we'll strip our wires here. Okay, now we're going to have to put our tubing back on after we tin our wires up a little bit. I'll dip the wire into the flux there. I'm using a new soldering iron I just bought at Walmart. It's a cheaper one and it seems to be doing a pretty neat job. Okay, so I'm going to cut a little bit of this off. I'll put one on this side. I'm going to shorten this one up. Okay, I'll slide it back up under the, back up just to the bottom of the transformer like it was from the factory. Okay, so what we're going to do is called a drop solder here. So first I'll clean my soldering iron tip. I'll dip my soldering wire into the flux, and I'll put some flux on the terminal here, both on the bottom and the top. I'll take and put my wire in the hole. So yeah, make sure it's coming up through the hole there. I'll put some solder on my iron. And I'll drop solder it there. Wow, that's a nice soldering iron. I like this new iron. Now I didn't quite fill the hole all the way, so I put a little more solder on my iron and I'm going to fill that hole all the way full. See how I filled the hole up all the way? It's still a little shallow, so I'm going to get a little more flux. I'm going to put some more right here. Put a little more solder on my tip. I'll hold it, get some support. And there's a nice clean solder joint, all nice and full. So now I'll do this other side over here. Put some flux on the top and on the bottom. Bring it through the hole. Make sure the insulation comes up. And I'll put some solder on my tip here again. And I'll drop solder this one. Okay, that's just a little shallow, so I'll add a little more flux there. Put some more solder on the iron. There we go. Got a nice full solder joint there. I'll let that cool a bit. Okay, so I'll just look at my bottom. It's all nice and good. So I'm done with the soldering iron, so I'll clean my tip off. Put some solder on it to tin it. Store it. And I'll unplug it. You want to tin your iron when you're done with it. I'll close my flux up. Okay, now we can screw our power transformer back in. Hard to see with the light in my eye, but you gotta do it. There's that one. Because if I do it the other way, the light behind me, then the camera won't get a good picture, because then the blur will will destroy the picture. So. Okay, now we'll have to mount this to this block right here. Make sure the screws are going to fit in the hole. I'll just have to bring it just yeah. There. I'm going to drill that hole out off camera. Okay, I took a drill bit and I drilled it out a little bit more, so now I'll put it back together. Oops, I forgot to cut that little nub off on this plastic piece. It's all nice and straight, so I'll use my nut driver to snug the nut up underneath. Put a zip tie here to okay, so we'll put our half-inch fuse in there. Okay, so see the filament in our typical house fuse here? See how big that is, and see how small the filament is in the fuse I put in the stereo unit here? If this rectifier diode goes bad here and the other one is over here, or these power capacitors go bad in a shorting condition, it can overheat the power transformer The windings can get hot and shorted out. If that gets hot and shorted out, it can overheat the line cord, and while it's taking time to melt this fuse, the cord could possibly get warm and it can possibly short out and start a fire in your house. So this will blow before this blows, and it will reduce the risk of a fire in your house. But consult an authorized service center before doing any work like this, because if it's done wrong, you can create a fire or a shock hazard. There's another shot of the soldering up close. And it's UL listed, and the engineers forgot overcurrent protection.